Then I jump up here. Surprise attack. I didn't know he was there, but I get this guy. Single shot, single shot. Do you see that? Headshot, headshot, headshot. Fucking satisfying. Hello. Welcome to another Fortnite video, except this time it's actually kind of exciting because, spoilers, this is a win. And I've decided to whisper on top of it in post because it's, it's just better this way. Because then I'm not pumped full of nerves and adrenaline when playing. I'm actually really surprised that I won this game. This is a squad game. But I have a squad full of randoms that I never see, and they die. So, basically, it's essentially just a solo squad, and that's how I count it, because I never got to see my team. So, right now, even though the game volume is quite low, there is a bunch of shooting around me, and there's the first guy that I see. He tried to get me with some sticky grenades, a new item in Season 4, or maybe it was just before the season, I don't know. But it's a new item anyway. And he missed, luckily, because otherwise I would have been toast. And I got him right in the head after the first hit. So that's awesome. What's nice about this replay feature is that you don't get any of the boring, unnecessary GUI, and you don't get to see my inventory management, even though my inventory management is actually quite nice. I usually sort it by basically attack range. So shotguns go first, and then I build up from there. So right now I can hear people, and there they are. I was like, okay, gotta crawl and be careful and wait for them. Get some good shots in, so that's 2 in quick succession. And it's worth noting at this point that I'm not going to be showing you the entire game. I'm going to be skipping a little bit because this is a 22-minute recording, and to be quite frank, it's not all that interesting. But just to set the scene, this is a pretty good start. 2 kills right off the bat. And here I fuck up. This is the first time I've been to this location, so I'm not used to how all of the layout is. So right now I just seem like a freaking noob. I end up taking that raiding out, or not raiding the whole platform, so that I can walk up. But now I hear someone. They're right outside. They start throwing some grenades at me, as you can see. And I'm like, shit, I gotta get out there. And I almost die. You can't see it, but I had like 26 health left at this point. Luckily, I didn't die. And that's 3 kills within the first few minutes of the game. Pretty proud of that. At this point, the game starts going a little bit more quiet, but we'll get a kill in a few minutes' time. So I'll keep going until then, and then I'll start cutting the video up a little bit. At this point, I've decided to heal up, and I'm going to go down to the crater to the north, because I haven't been there before. This is my 4th game, which is saying it's my 4th game in the new season, so I'm completely unfamiliar with all the new stuff that they have. I'm actually pretty excited. I think they've made a lot of really good changes to the world, and they're pretty much all good changes. On top of that, my strategy of basically avoiding people works pretty well when everybody's going to these new locations. You just go to an old good location like Snowy Shores, and it's usually not that busy because everyone's going to, for example, Dusty Depot, that big crater, or other craters around the map. I was surprised that the items here weren't taken. So, of course, as you do, I take the stuff. And you can see me here struggling with this new jump. I'm trying to get into the truck, and I can't because I'm jumping too high. It's definitely something you have to get used to. And I pick up the better burst rifle. I love the burst rifle, by the way. The tactical shotgun and the burst, my favorite weapons in the game. Well, also the semi-automatic. Those three, they will get me through any game, and they get me through this one. I actually don't find the semi-automatic sniper, now that I think about it. That was another game. I've played a few games since this one. Anyway, here you can see me struggling to build, which is kind of funny to me. Because again, not used to the jump, it kind of messes everything up. At this point, I think we have 5 grenades, which is good, but I don't think I ever get to use them. So I just ransacked this building, so we're gonna get ahead and skip a little bit. Okay, we've returned. I started shooting at someone in the distance, and they have a whole team, so I'm like, okay, fuck. There's no way I'm gonna kill them. So I decided to build myself a wall. I go all Donald Trump on these motherfuckers, and I built a wall and walk over, trying to get out of their sight, basically. Luckily, I only get hit a few times. Not yet, but you'll see. I get a little impatient, and they shoot at me, and I think they do get a couple hits in. Maybe I remembered wrong. Hey, that went better than I expected. It's been a while since I played this, many hours, and yeah, I thought I got hit there. Maybe the replay feature didn't register. That can happen. It's not a perfect system. And luckily I found a loot, or not loot crate, a supply drop. And it had some okay shit. I'm not a massive fan of the scar, but I'll take a legendary scar over a burst. At this point, I was sure that those people were gonna follow me from the back, and I was like, ah shit, ah shit, ah shit. So I basically had the idea to just hold ass once I had got myself on my feet. And at this point, although again you can't see it, I saw the circle and I was like, alright, up here. This is a good position. It looks like the circle is gonna close in at about this place. So I decided to build myself a path up so that I could build a little base and keep watch. It turns out that I was entirely right, and the circle closed in on this base pretty much exactly. So a little bit lucky there. Now for the ones with keen eyes, you'll be able to spot some people in the distance once we get up here. Well, I gotta get this chest and some wood first, but soon you'll see people to the east. Both east and I think those people to the north are still there, although we don't get to see them for a little while. So here's the plan. Build a little bit of a shelter. Speed is not necessarily the focus, which is why this is taking a while. So I look down to try and get a good eye on the people who were down there, but I don't really see many right now. And you can see when I eventually look to the east, I spot a few people. They should be down to the right side of the screen. Come on, dude, turn. I know that they're there. It's just I don't know that they're there at this point in the video. You'll see, there's 2 teams fighting. And I'm just an idiot who doesn't look around. Come on. There we go. Someone threw down a porta-fort, and then you can see people to their south. So the trick here is to, because I'm alone, right, I gotta whittle down these teams. So I shot a few shots at those guys, and then I see their competitors, and I shoot a few shots at them. I want to increase the chances that someone dies, because if I can do that, then the chances of a full team attacking me at the end is lower, so I get a few good shots in. Honestly, if you know, if I may say so myself, not a bad shot with the scoped assault rifle, although it is one of the easier weapons to hit with because it's a hit scan weapon. Or at least it has 100% accuracy when scoped. Get a couple more shots in. At this point I've done like 200-300 damage to them. Since they started shooting at me, I decided to build a little bit of a base further ahead so that I had a place to retreat as well. I'm sure you see the logic in that. If they start pounding me from the front, then I can head to the back and... Wait, that sounds wrong. The point is the phrase hedge my bets. Yeah. Now, I actually didn't know that one of the teams won. I didn't register that one of the teams had won. I was like, what the fuck? And now that I'm thinking about it, maybe they were on the same team, but I don't think so. So it may just have been one big team versus like one or two others. Either way, I start to give them a couple of 1-2s, rights and left, and this is where the game starts to get quite exciting because I'm alone on top of this hill, and there's only about 15 people left at this point, 4 of which are down there. And then you can hear it building. These people try to come up to me to hurt me, and I'm like, shit, shaking in my boots. Try to get a couple shots off, hit a few shots. Desperately try to use my grenade launcher, which I picked up. Also, excuse the annoying fucking sounds in the background. Some people have to be loud, I guess. That's the problem with living on the bottom floor, is that everyone above you makes a fuck ton of noise. They need to find a solution for that. Hopefully my whispering will be loud enough so that I don't have to have the audio super high. So, you can see my strategy here is just build out. And I was actually expecting him to see the open door and go out the door, but he never does that. So I'm like, okay. Alright, just wait for him to show himself so I know where he is. Then I'll make my pounce. So this, by the way, is the first attempt at sneaking out of my base, then go back in. This is something I do later as well. What I didn't know is that although 3 people were coming up to me, only one person actually made it up, and I don't know why. Maybe it was a different team and they just had a fight, or the other people chose to retreat. But this guy was alone. So I took his stuff. And luckily he had a chug. At this point I had like 50 shield and 75 HP. So this was a nice additional 75 protection. And I just saw now that his rocket launcher fell down there. I didn't know why there was a rocket launcher down there, because I do eventually pick it up, and I didn't notice that he dropped it, but that's interesting. It's funny what you notice when you watch your game back. Luckily for me, even though I had the attention of people earlier, they've drawn the attention towards themselves. At this point I think there are only about 6, 7, 8 people maybe left. Not very many at all. In fact, there might just be the one team. Yeah, very few people are left at this point, and I am shaking. And I don't mean Twitter user SJW shaking. I mean straight up like adrenaline rush, because I'm like, fuck, they're gonna come for me. How many are there? It turns out there are 3 of them, and I try to get some good shots off with the grenade launcher and rocket launcher, give them the old 1-2 combo. The problem is they give me the combo right back, and I'm like, fuck. So, instead well, eventually I figured that this is not a smart strategy. So I decided to fuck off. I have no more rockets, so I get the medkit back. And I decide to go up to my base again, and eventually I'm like, alright, they're gonna come up here, so I should just go. I should let them take over my base. But first, I lay down some traps, and you'll see this actually works. I am amazed that this works. It's the fucking funniest shit. I don't know which trap did it, but yeah, like it is funny. So this is a team of 4 people. Okay, a team of 4 people versus me. A singular individual. You would think that 4 versus 1 would be piss easy. Just absolute piss easy. Nope. Not for them. Not against this guy. I am determined to win. So, you can see what I do here. I go down. I retreat. Fucking people making noises. I retreat. And at that point you hear the sound, maybe, in the game. Someone just died to my trap. One of the people died to my trap, and all those shots that you just heard, that was them shooting my traps. It is the funniest shit. I seriously, I've had some luck with these traps lately, and that was hilarious. But they are, I think, pretty much the only people left in the game. And since I put 3 traps down, that's a lot of shots they have to give. Now at this point, I have to sneak back up. As they get their bearings, they're not going to be paying too much attention. But, fuck me, they saw me after all. So I'm like, alright, let's run. Luckily, for some fucking reason, they didn't see that I fell down. I thought they saw me, so I started building. But they didn't actually see me. They don't even see me building now. They're not shooting, so I'm like, wait a second. What? They're still shooting where I was earlier. So I'm like, okay, this is my opportunity to shine. The circle is now closing in. And I'm like, alright, fuck it, this is worth it. Take a little bit of damage to get the opportunity to walk up these stairs. What you're about to see is the funniest shit. And I'm super, super proud of being able to pull off this shit. So right now, I'm just taking pot shots, trying to do something, because I'm thinking, what the fuck, there's 3 people. There's no way, right? There's no way that I can actually do this. And I'm like, alright, cool, let's do this. These are really terrible shots, by the way. And they build right on top of me, without seeing me. I'm serious, they don't know that I'm here. I shoot, and they still don't quite register that I'm here. Or they just don't give a fuck. I don't know what, like, what the fuck's going through their head, I don't know. Then I jump up here, surprise attack. I didn't know that he was there, but I get this guy. Single shot. Do you see that? Headshot. Fucking satisfying. So that was my game. That was my win. Took 4 people down at the end, 3 right after each other. And it felt satisfying as hell. So, yeah. I know you guys don't generally like Fortnite videos, but I had to do this one because I'm pretty proud of it. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video.